Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan, and the game we're going to talk about today is StarTropics on the NES. Oh man, StarTropics on the NES, one of my absolute favorite games on the console. So I first played StarTropics back in 1992 in the summer of the 5th grade, and I was like, wow, this is like a modern day Legend of Zelda. So the story of StarTropics is about 15-year-old Mike Jones from Seattle, who's a pitcher, and he is about to go visit his uncle on Sea Island. But once Mike arrives at Sea Island, the chieftain says, "Mike, your uncle was kidnapped!" "No! By who?" So Mike must go down into the tunnels below Sea Island, and this begins the test of island courage. Now it's time to take the test of island courage. Every man must now go through this rite of passage. Down the hole we go and we begin our searches. Creatures all around, surrounding all the darkness. Come and face your fears. Confront them alone. Look on the way ahead. Your path will be shown. Armed with my yo-yo and star, my weapons will make sure that I get very far. I am not afraid. Deep into the depths I face the evil forces. They surround me but I'm armed with fiery torches. I attack them all with all my weapon sources. The more I fight them off, I reach the dungeon bosses. They tower me with fear, but I'm not alone. With all the fights ahead, my will must be stone. I now must give it my all. With this, all of my foes will now fall. The fight must go on. So StarTropics is split into two types of gameplay. You have your normal RPG overhead view where you go into towns and caves, and then after that you have the action parts which resemble the Legend of Zelda, but one thing about the controls in this game is, yeah, they're a bit sluggish in a way. Like, you have to really press down on the control pad to move Mike around, and this gets to be a problem during the heat of combat, but you do get used to it eventually, and you can only move in 4 directions, a bit slower than the Legend of Zelda, and you have to hop on like a lot of squares to find buttons, and then you find some power-ups. And also to defend yourself, the chief arms you with a yo-yo. Yes, a powerful yo-yo, which is one of the village's deadly weapons. So once you traverse through the first test of island courage, you go to your uncle's laboratory, and then you head off in the submarine with your navigator, Navcom, who looks very familiar. Rob, I think Navcom's like your cousin or something. So the next chapter begins, and then you have to help a mother dolphin find her son, and then you traverse around this island, and then you actually get an option for the submarine to go underwater, and then once you traverse through this cave, and you actually get the snowman, which is very, very helpful for fighting the octopus boss. So once you rescue the dolphin and reunite him with his mother, you go to the next chapter. So in this chapter, you go to the kingdom of She-Cola. Yeah, I think all the villages have like a cola theme in this game. You know, that kind of makes me a bit thirsty. So you need the assistance of the Queen of She-Cola, but you cannot get inside the castle, so behind the castle there is a witch who dropped her crystal ball in the lake in the ghost village, and if you get that crystal ball back, she can help you get inside the castle. And now this is where I feel that StarTropics really spikes up in difficulty, because once you go down in, the spooky village dungeon, there's all these invisible enemies that you can't see without a scepter, and in order to beat the boss, Maxie, the ghost, you have to have the scepter in order to beat him, and then once you beat that ghost, you actually get the crystal ball, and then the witch turns you into a girl, or gives you a really funny disguise. Hi everyone, my name is Mike, I'm Michelle, I am Michelle, aren't I a lovely lady? So the Queen of She-Cola is so impressed with you, she's like, you know what, Michelle, your voice may sound a bit deep, but you know what, I'm going to give you a new weapon, the Shooting Star, and if you want to get across, you have to shout abracadabra 10 times, or basically just jump on the platform 10 times. So once you get your new weapon, the shooting star, which can shoot longer across the screen than the yo-yo, the game is a little easier, but not by much, because you do need 6 full hearts to use the shooting star, and it's very, very easy to lose health in this game. And then after that you visit the mountain hermit, who gives you a cure for one of the daughters of the villages you went to repair your submarine, and then you go on to the next chapter where you're swallowed by a whale! Oh no! So inside the whale, you encounter Dr. Jones' assistant, Babu, and then he's like, you know what? You can make the whale sneeze, but I dropped my lighter somewhere. And so you have to traverse inside the whale in order to get the lighter. It does take a little while, but it's not too difficult. Then once you get the lighter, the whale spouts you out, and then comes the pivotal part of the game that most kids remember. So, what's the frequency code? So as a kid in the summer of 1992, I actually rented the game. Yes, I rented the game, no instruction manual, just the cartridge, and I could not get past this part. Nothing. And this is before the internet, so there were no guides in Nintendo Power that actually gave you the code, so I actually had to guess the code. And for those of you who actually bought the cartridge in full back in the day, it came with a note that you had to submerge in water. I mean, you can go over YouTube and see, people's videos of submerging the StarTropics letter in water. And I actually guessed the code to be 747! Cool! I know Norm the gaming historian said this might have been an anti-piracy and an anti-rental measure, or it could have been just something that would encourage more people to actually buy the game so you get the full complete set, or it could have been something cool for kids to do, but we may never know. But it was a bit of a dick move on Nintendo's part because, they hated game rental so much. But the good news is, if you actually bought the Wii or the Wii U Virtual Console versions, yes, the help file actually does give you the code. Although if you were playing on the Nintendo Entertainment System online on the Nintendo Switch like I did, you're definitely not going to get the code, but you can just go online since this game is nearly 30 years old. So you begin the next chapter with a pirate ship blocking the way, and you have to figure out the puzzle of Captain Bell. So you have to traverse through the island, get a worm, then give the worm to Captain Bell's parrot, who gives you a code. Well, a code if you know piano, which I don't know. So once you go down into Captain Bell's memorial, you have to put in the code on the piano as piano keys. And just to make matters worse, after not knowing the frequency code, I do not know how to play piano. But luckily my cousin was with me when we played this game, and he was able to decipher the parrot's puzzle, and you're able to go down into Captain Bell's cave. And this is actually one of the hardest dungeons in the game because there's a lot of giant bowling balls that are gonna kill you. There's pirate ghosts where you have to get a mirror to deflect their shots against. But the good news is there's no boss battle, and then you go on to the next chapter, Chapter 6. Now, Chapter 6 is a pretty big map, and so you gotta traverse your way through this maze-like place, and Navcom is saying Dr. Jones's coordinates are this way. So you're kind of traveling throughout the islands, you get a heart piece, you get an apple, and then you see the remains of Robin Crusoe Cola. Ode to you, Robin Crusoe Cola. I will drink some cola in your honor. So once you reach your uncle's coordinates, you go underwater, and then you see this giant stone that you can't really decipher with 3 holes in it. I wonder what they are. So you're reunited with your uncle at last! Yay, my summer vacation is awesome! So Dr. Jones tells you, I was kidnapped by aliens! Aliens? Oh no! Plot twist! So Mike has to go into the alien spaceship, and the alien spaceship is also one of the most difficult dungeons in the game, because there's a lot of lasers going on. There's this boss that you can't exactly kill, but you have to make him fall down a pit. You have to destroy the main engine, which is very, very difficult. This took me a lot of tries. And then after that, you fight the mastermind himself, Zoda. And what sucks about the Zoda battle is you only begin it with 3 hearts, so you have to use the laser. Then after you beat Zoda the first time, you restore all your hearts, and then after that, you get the supernova, which helps you shoot all the way across the screen, and then you got laser beams and shit, and then you fight Zoda's true form, which looks like a gruesome fucking alien. Holy shit, yeah, this guy is pretty difficult, but not impossible. Just gotta blast him with the Nova Star and all your laser beams. Then once you destroy the alien spaceship, you recover the cubes, and you win the game. Then you're back on Sea Island, the cubes kind of form up, and then they're actually members of a lost alien race called the Argonians. So once Mika and the Argonians are safe on Sea Island, Mike celebrates the rest of his vacation, and you reflect upon how awesome it was. Although I do love the part where Mike puts the bananas in his ears. Oh man, so StarTropics on the NES, one of my all-time favorite NES games. Even though it's very, very flawed, I mean, I wish, the movement was a lot more smooth and a lot less janky, but it totally makes up for the really, really awesome story, the really, really awesome characters, and Mike Jones is one hell of an awesome protagonist. I mean, he's just a 15-year-old kid on summer vacation, but man, did he have the best summer vacation ever, man. Like, he's gonna go back to school and say, yeah, I went to this tropical island and rescued my uncle from aliens. Yeah, so what do you guys do? So you can get StarTropics on the Virtual Console, the NES Mini, and the Nintendo Switch online. But make sure you go online to figure out what the frequency code is. 747. Alright, so that ends this episode of Awesome Video Game Memories about StarTropics, but stay tuned for StarTropics 2! Watch Awesome Video Game Memories on Amazon Prime for exclusive episodes and extra content. Link down below in the description. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, especially subscribe, and make sure to click on that notification bell so you know when we release new videos, cause YouTube won't tell you. And if you want to see me stream games, you can follow me on twitch.tv/BattleGeekPlus or mixer.com/BattleGeekPlus. And if you have a Twitch Prime subscription, you can subscribe to BattleGeek Plus on Twitch for awesome perks like emotes and subscriber badges. Also, make sure to support BattleGeek Plus at Patreon at patreon.com/Ryan Molina, because every dollar helps me bring you a better show. And make sure to follow me on Twitter at @ThatRyanMolina and at BattleGeek Plus. And make sure to check out the BattleGeek Plus website for BattleGeek Plus merchandise, books, and a lot more.